Time once again for the Real People Multi-Game Solitaire Mega Tournament. We're back with Empire. Make history on your living room floor. I'm going to have to, it's been a few days since I've played. Whenever that happens, I kind of need to remind myself what's going on. So I thought maybe I'd just talk about it out loud and maybe help remind you as well. Unless you're going to go back and watch it, or unless you're watching them all in a row, in which case I recommend you fast forward because this could be very dull for you. Though actually don't fast forward, because then you could tell me what I got wrong, because probably several things I got wrong. I do remember how it ended, and that was with Vaughn creating, Vaughn right here, a World War coalition. Everyone who's part of her team gets one of these white pieces. So it's Vaughn, this is Sonny, a retired police officer, and then finally we have our flight attendant Pinky. They also happen to be, with the exception of maybe one, the strongest players in the game right now. Two people who are not doing so hot are Weasel, who began in North America, and Junior, who began in Europe. Now, incidentally, when I mentioned last video that I played one turn of this, and that one player was down to 3 spaces by the end of the first turn. That was the North American player, so I'm wondering if they don't have a disadvantage. Which I could see why they would. They have South America coming in northward, you know, and there's no one unless they want to attack from the ocean coming after South America, right? Then you have, you know, people who could come in from Europe and people who could come in from Asia, and you're just kind of sandwiched by all these forces that don't have as much to deal with, especially South America. So maybe it's the fault of the African player for not going into South America. They technically could, I suppose, though it seems like it's a harder position to attack from than just going northward. So that's where we are. We have those 3, and they're all able to share their technology until someone attacks their own teammate, which, you know, I think could happen pretty quickly. Vaughn put Destructo here on Weasel's team, and Destructo's been giving Weasel a walloping right now, and there's really no reason for Destructo to try to preserve the alliance, so he could break it right now. It's his turn. Let's go to play. So before I start on Destructo's turn, I just wanted to point out something with the cards here. Last turn, players starting with Weasel here started drawing 1900s cards. That's because, what's her name? She's Pinky. Pinky has a ton of 1800 cards. That's going to put Destructo, I imagine, at a disadvantage this turn, because he has 1800s cards. Pinky has 1800s cards. Then we're into the 1900s, and I am assuming those are more potent. So we'll see what happens once we get there. After starting the Industrial Revolution and having a whaling party to celebrate, Destructo opted not to do any attacking. He just built up forces in a rather curious pattern, I think. He has 2 per space or more now. And that's pretty much all he did. So the whaling party, by the way, that lets him... The whaling party is located here. As long as there's a unit here... the original whaling party unit, I guess. And I guess we could have that be represented by the unit underneath this die. As long as that unit's there, the whaling party continues, and he gets a free bonus unit every turn. So it acts like a gun space, basically, until someone gets it. But it would be hard for someone to get to this whaling party. Pinky just had her turn. She purchased this space for nothing. She just had to play this card here, land purchase, from Sonny here. And then she played an impeachment on him, which made it so that he's not going to gain any units this turn. Now, they're part of the World War Alliance, so they're sharing in technologies. She did not actually attack him, so they continue to be able to share. She just kind of messed with him a little bit, and then chose, again, just like Destructo, not to attack this turn. Which, for her, I can kind of understand it a little better. I can understand for Destructo too, because he's kind of in between these two guys, but I don't know. He seems like he's in a strong position. Pinky wants to stay defended from the forces of Sonny here, and she feels like maybe she ticked him off a little bit, kind of swatted at the hornet's nest, and now she's putting up her arms to cover her face. Weasel's turn. He got some pirates. That's this stack here. They're just like regular units he got for free, except they can only go on water. Then he reinforced right here and right here, and he is going to actually send a couple guys right to there like that. And then also move his pirates down too. And that's really all he's going to do. Junior just got control back of the Holy Land. He also used propaganda, which gave him an extra unit out of it. He got a good roll. It was kind of a re-roll off. Both Sonny and Junior got 2 re-rolls due to mosaic of effects. But Junior won out pretty heartily, actually. There was 1 tie, and then Junior had 2 victories. And then the propaganda gave him an additional unit. So he has 4 sitting on the Holy Land. So far, we're not seeing a huge difference in the 1900s cards. There have been some potent ones, but the 1800s cards were potent as well. There are some 1800s cards that seem pretty relatively weak. Like there's one that lets you just trade, but it lets everyone trade, so I don't know how useful that is. But Sonny just had his turn. He was only able to play 1 card. Partially because, well, mostly because he was limited by these spaces. So he went ahead and took one of these from Junior. That was his only attack action, however. His the impeachment, which prevented him from recruiting, I think hindered his counterattack. But, you know, he's bringing his forces to the north, getting ready to take back the Holy Land. And overall, it's been a rather peaceful turn. Vaughn didn't attack either. She gets 1 unit a turn, so I don't really blame her. She's in a rather precarious position, same one she's been at the start. Luckily, and surprising to me, her World War Alliance held up, so she still has all these wonderful technical advancements she gets to use. She gets to use politics, which she has, armor, and also the machine gun. So if she does get a chance to attack, she'll have those bonuses. Problem is, the only place she's really poised to attack is right here. That's not one of her allies. So she doesn't really want to attack Pinky right now. And she's not in any position to attack Sonny. She wouldn't want to attack him anyway. Junior, he's holed up in these 6 spaces. And then Weasel's over there. Another round, Destructo's turn. So, Destructo's starting off the second half of the 1900s with a huge move. Smallpox. Every single space is going to lose 1 unit. So you can just join with me as I take 1 at a time, a piece off of each space. Unlike the beginning of the game, people were starting to double up, so it's not going to have as huge of an effect as it might have. But Destructo, I think you can assume, doubled up purposefully. Ooh, that's really going to hurt. Weasel right there. One of the pirates is dead before it even got to strike. Oh, and that's also going to hurt. I should see if this... I think this technology stays there. It's really going to hurt. Oh, I'm putting it in the wrong space. I really should have put Sonny right below Africa. I'm going to go back and make sure I didn't take off 1 too many from his... Isn't this exciting viewing? 1 by 1. Ooh, yeah. He really fouled things up. That smallpox really favors the defensive players, which most of this game doesn't seem to. So that's gonna lose them. And I haven't really been paying attention if I've been taking off too many from some people or not. That's just the wiles of the disease, I think. So there we go. That's really going to hurt Sonny's recruitment, because recruitment happens before movement. So next turn he's only going to be recruiting 2 instead of the 4 he's gotten used to. Destructo was prepared for the disease, so he's doing alright. Didn't help Vaughn at all. Vaughn can take this back, though. She'll be able to take this back, and this space wasn't really doing anything for her. So, you know, she didn't have a lot to lose. Didn't really hurt her. Same thing with Junior. Weasel, though, that could really, yeah. And Destructo is going after Weasel right now. See, it's going to be 3-on-3. There's all sorts of... Oh, this is going to break the alliance, actually. So he's only going to get to use his own stuff. What does he have? He has the Guerrilla Warfire, so we'll go ahead and roll that die first. 3, that does nothing. So it's going to be 3-on-3. No special bonuses beyond the Guerrilla Warfare. He also played First Flight, so no one's going to be able to retaliate for the smallpox. I think he's probably hoping that someone else does something horrible to the other people so that there isn't huge, massive revenge on his plate. Alright. 1. Good defense dice there. Oh, I compared. Oh, yeah, he got beat handily. So he's going to lose all 3 there. That's a bummer for him. I don't know if he wants to continue. Though, you know, I think he's going to. He is Destructo. He's going to take another shot. He'd really like to be able to wipe Weasel out. And that's a better roll for him for sure. Yep, so he's going to take off 2 of Weasels off that one. But he's going to lose 1 himself. Now he's down to 3-2. Does he press it? I don't know. It's a pretty valuable space he's attacking from. He will get to reinforce, though, before anyone can retaliate. So I think he is going to press it. Weasel has 1 less die now. 3-2. Ooh, double 7s for Weasel. Man, Weasel's really got some grace on his side. There we go. He's going to attack from this space now. Wasn't able to take that, even with that large stack. 3-1. And yeah, he got that one easily. So that's gonna let's give him another card draw. And there we go. Pinky just played a great inventor. That allowed her to draw 5 more cards from the deck. That cashed out the 1900s deck. So players are going to be drawing from the modern future, which means this is going to be the last turn of this video. I'm trying to keep them to eras loosely. So that gave her some strong cards to play, and she's going to play one and continue her turn. Piggy's taking advantage of the recent smallpox outbreak. She's making a press on Vaughn's territory in Australia, which is where her headquarters is. First, she's going to do this miniature battle. She gets a +1 because she has a tank. And actually, first, she's probably wants to move a guy in there. There she goes. And that's going to give her access to armor, which I guess just helps her defend. All right, +1 to the tank. And Vaughn has politics. Ooh, she's probably going to use that later. Alright. Yep, she took out this one. So there goes that piece. And she's going to come in with 2 there. Actually, maybe 1. I think she's cocky. 3 against 2 on the headquarters. Vaughn is going to use the politics to stop it from happening. So the headquarters is protected. And that can no longer fight from that space. Weasel's turn. He found a fun little toy in the 1900s, heavy bombers. So what he can do, it's on this space. Any units from this space get to do a special attack on any space on the board at -2. If they're successful, they are able to take out 2 units instead of 1, and they don't actually risk themselves. So they're basically doing a bombing run. Unfortunately, he still can't attack Destructo's spaces, which he would love to right now because he's rather harried by Destructo. So he is actually going to take a shot at... Well, you know, Junior is close by. But then he doesn't really want Weasel to get the upper hand. Or Sunny, sorry. I get Sunny and Weasel confused quite a bit. I'm sorry about that. I'm going to have to take a look at his card and get back to you. And he's decided he is going to go ahead and bomb the Holy Land here. Another person he was debating was bombing Pinky briefly to try and take the pressure off of Vaughn so she could help over here. But he doesn't trust that she'll do the job. So he's going to bomb the Holy Land. It's a 2-on-3 proposition. He does get to reroll one die. That's attracted him to that move. And -2 to each of these. So this is a 5. 9 beats 5. 2 beats 0. He's going to re-roll, I guess, the 2. That's a 1. That's still not going to do it. So the bombing run didn't do him any good, but it didn't hurt him either. Junior just finished his turn and completely vacated the Holy Land. Took over this technical space right here. So, man, if you looked at where Sonny was sitting at the start of the last turn, right? Not this turn, but last turn, and looked at it now, you would not believe it was the same man. He has fallen down to 4 spaces. It's pretty incredible how quickly fortunes can turn in this game. Now it's Sonny's turn in this game. And Sonny was only able to put down 2 reinforcements that turn. That's not very much. He's really focused on getting the gun spaces, but that smallpox got rid of his gun space hold. So he's since reclaimed it. He's using this turn to kind of just rest, let his pieces rest, and he let them all wear these ghost shirts, which is the most incredible card I've seen in my life. It makes it so that people attacking his units have to roll a 10 in order to hurt them. So that's pretty powerful. They're religious clothes, and it says J. Swift, Vision is seeing the invisible. I should point out, I've looked at, oh no, this is a 1900s card. So some of these modern future cards have like teleportation and things like this. Ghost shirts, there's not really a historical equivalent that I'm aware of, but it's interesting, and we'll see what impact ghost shirts have on the remainder of this game. Alright, it's Vaughn's turn. She was able to play a card that let her put out some more units. It would have been really nice if she was someone else who had that card. Let her put 1 in each space she controlled. Unfortunately, she only has 3 spaces, but she doesn't really have the luxury to just hang on to cards that could help her at all, because she is down to 3 spaces. She's going to be attacking now, though, and she's going to attack from here, and she's going after Pinky. She's got a stack of 4 against Pinky's 1. Pinky does have armor, however, and be nice if this 1 wasn't here. This is a stacking limit, so if that 1 wasn't there, she could bring her forces down and attack and take the armor, but she's not going to be able to do that. That's going to give Pinky a reroll. Vaughn doesn't have any attacking bonuses, so it's going to be her 3 dice to Pinky's 1, but Pinky gets to reroll. And Pinky is going to take that reroll. Nice array of dice there for Vaughn. 5 is not going to do it, so Vaughn easily takes it. She's going to go ahead and send all her forces in. It's better for her to keep them together. And I don't think she can keep moving, but at least next turn, as long as she can hold this space, she is going to be able to pull in another unit, and that's going to be necessary for her. She would like to be able to attack from here too, but again, everyone is still in awe of Destructo's first flight, and so no one can attack him. Not a bad little bit of ground gain for Vaughn. I think she might also stick a guy right there. That's going to do it for this rather chaotic game. You know, I was just thinking while I was talking, and you know, for how chaotic this game is, the pieces kind of keep an equilibrium. It's like things are pushing them back, and then they kind of go back to where they are, sort of like lapping shores, except I'm unsure which player pieces are the sand and which is the ocean. But with all these these mighty effects, you would think maybe pieces would be all over the place, but I think a time lapse of this game would, they look about the same. You know, Pinky lost a space, Vaughn lost a space here, some people lost a bunch of pieces even due to that smallpox, which I think is by far maybe one of the more destructive cards I've seen in terms of mass effect. But, you know, a lot of that's even filled in already. So we'll see how things go as we move on into the modern future of Empire. Make history on your living room floor for the Real People Multi-Game Solitaire Mega Tournament.